Live, the light is on, so hi there, welcome to Heidi Mine. Real quick, this is your 1 to 2 minute warning. I'm going to check that I am live on Facebook and YouTube, so go grab your favorite drink and then we'll get started. I actually pressed the button and started recording, and I did that whole intro, and then I realized that the live button wasn't clicked, so that was really silly. Let's see. Looks like I'm live. Oh, and that's super loud. Let's see. Okay. Close that down. I don't know if I'm going to keep doing pigtails, but it worked for tonight, so I ran with it. Alrighty. Okay, and let me just put in my pinned handmade.com subscribe. Boop. And we will pin that. Okie dokie. Gotta figure this whole thing out. I started looking at something and I don't know. I'll talk about it in a few minutes, I guess. Well, what is up, homies? I'm Heidi. I am a work at home handmade business owner at HeidiMine.com, as well as a homeschool mom of 11-year-old and 13-year-old girls. I go live on Facebook and YouTube on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Pacific. During the live, I share about things going on in my business, homeschooling, and our personal lives. Not in that order, though. Be sure to follow on Facebook or subscribe on YouTube to get notifications when I post videos or when I go live. And feel free to hit the like or the thumbs up button, as this helps more people just like you see the videos and come hang out. If you are joining me live tonight, please comment with #live, or if you are watching the replay, comment with #replay. This helps me know when people are watching and if I need to change up my times or my days. If you aren't already subscribed, be sure to check out the pinned link to sign up for the email list for updates about new products, blog posts, sales, and other fun things going on. Although, to be perfectly honest, I have not sent out an email probably in about a month, and the blog posts are really far behind. I'll talk about that a little bit too. Somebody's gonna have to remind me what I'm telling you I'm talking about, because I'm adding that stuff as I go along. Because I really can't remember what the first thing was that I said that I would talk about. Oh, let me add it real quick, because I will forget. What was the other thing? Oh, that's already on my list. Okay. I have to make a list, because I tell you what, I'm just completely forgetful right now. And I don't know if it has something to do with my grandma is a little forgetful at the moment. So I'm sitting a little crooked and I'm like trying to practice the good posture. I don't know if you guys see, but my hair is definitely more pink this week. I was just looking at some of the thumbnails from previous videos that I've done while I've been here in sunny Arizona. And of course, the first week my hair was super, super blonde. And then the following week it was very purple, and then it has faded out. And I have not done the re-dye yet, because we will be heading home soon. And originally I had not dyed it this week because I thought we were going to be going to the pool. My kids have been completely not wanting to pool this summer. It's kind of a bummer. That totally rhymed. But whatever. It's fine. It's fine. So I didn't want to dye my hair because I thought if I was going to go in the pool, that was just going to like strip the color out anyway. It's fine. When I get home, I'm going to touch up these fun little roots, and then maybe I can get someone to help me get the patchy parts at the back, and then I can re-dye it the purple again. I don't have as much of the purple anymore. I have a lot of pink and not a lot of purple. So I think I'm going to mix the two together, make it a bit of a fuchsia, and that's what I'm going to roll with moving forward. But we'll see. I will probably leave it that color for July. I don't know if I will try to go back to a traditional color in August. I do have a family wedding to go to, and I don't know that they would appreciate my colorful hair, but they do know me, and they do know my hair is pink right now, so who knows? Who knows? It's a wild and crazy time. So we are wrapping up our month plus in Arizona, and we will be heading home soon. We are very grateful for the time that we get to spend with my grandmother. She's amazing. She's an amazing woman. It's been a wonderful experience to be able to spend so much time with her, especially the last 3 years when so many people have been losing family members, including our family. To have my 92-year-old grandmother still around. She's hilarious. Her memory is starting to go a little, but she can tell you lots of stuff from when she was younger. It's just, you know, like what she had for breakfast is a little sketchy. But I've told her, like, that's true for me too. But we are looking forward to going home. We miss our cats. I do feel like this year I'm up and moving around a lot more, which is good in a lot of ways, but also we can't leave the house as much. So it's just back to that being very isolated in the house again. And so that's a whole mental thing that I'm dealing with. But it's been amazing to spend this time with my grandmother, and we should be back in November for Thanksgiving, because we do usually come out here for Thanksgiving. So I'm looking forward to that as well. But we're definitely looking forward to getting home. We have a lot of work to do. The cats have some problems going on. They're fine, but we have some cleanup to do at home. So this week, the kids and I will be packing all of the things back up into the van. Maybe I will take a picture of the van. I'm not sure. I don't know, because I'll have to like black out the license plate because that gets really trippy. But basically when we drove out, I don't know if I talked about this. I had all of these dreams and aspirations of things I was going to be doing this month plus, because I think we've been here almost 6 weeks, a little over 5. So I really had like a lot of things that I wanted to get done. But I am going to get distracted because somebody just sent me a message. So I'm going to make that small for just a second. Yeah. So if you've ever been to Costco, they have the big black bins with the yellow lids. I have 2 of those. One of them was filled with stitched products from my old business, and one was filled with, I guess they were both filled with stitched products, but then there was also like supplies. There was like sewing supplies in there, random stuff for embroidery. I brought both of my single needle embroidery machines. I brought a bigger tote than those Costco ones. It's like 1.5 of those Costco size. That was filled with fabric. I brought a very large duffel bag that was filled with fabric. We brought homeschool stuff. We brought kiwi crates. There was just so much stuff we brought. And then we brought our clothes, of course. So I've been doing a lot of organizing. I have reopened my Etsy shop. That is where all of my old business products are going to be sold, because I can't list on both my website and on Etsy because there's no way to merge that inventory. So like if I only have one of something, I can't put it on Etsy and on my website, because if they both randomly happen to sell at the same time, I'd have to remake the item, and I don't know if I can do that with everything. So it's only going on Etsy so far. And I put some other stuff up there, which I'll talk about in a few minutes. But basically, I've been spending small amounts of time trying to organize things, and I have not gotten basically any sewing done at all. It's been a little I hate to say frustrating, but that is what it is. I thought I was going to have more time to sew, and I just didn't. So it's kind of a bummer because now I have to pack it all back up and put it back in the van. I'm hoping that we have less to pack, but I feel like we're going to have more. I have been throwing things away as I find like random bits of fabric that I can't use or trash that somehow ended up in with everything else. The kids have been doing the kiwi crates. We brought 9 and they were able to reduce those down to 3 boxes. So I feel like that's a win for us. I think they got them down to 3 boxes. It might be. I'm not sure. I'll have to check. But we definitely threw out a lot of boxes. So that'll be good. Tomorrow, Samantha's going to help me repack all of the fabric so we can try to condense that a bit. And then we'll start loading my van because my van is in the driveway where my dad parks his trailer. And so I have to have the van moved before he can park the trailer. But I want to be able to load things in so I don't have to take it further down the road because it's heavy. So that was a lot of probably you don't care. So I'm hoping that we have a little more space on the way home. Last week, I wasn't really feeling that great, which also doesn't help me be productive. So I started reading. I have a lot of books on my, I don't know what that was. I have a lot of books on my Barnes & Noble app. So I started reading some of the books that I've actually already read before. I like Cassandra Clare and her story series. So I read The Clockwork Angel, The Clockwork Prince, and The Clockwork Princess all last week because I like to read. And today I started reading the other one that she wrote. Is it The City of Bones? I don't know. It's the Shadowhunter series. I've already read this book before. I don't normally reread books very often, but I do like this book, and I just figured it was a good, like, lose yourself in a story kind of a book. I think it's well written. So that's what I started reading. There is a movie for it. I think it's City of Bones. I don't remember. I know there's a movie and it had like Lily Collins and oh no, I can't think of the guy's name. He plays Vecna on, I don't know if he's actually Vecna. I don't know. I don't watch Stranger Things. Jamie Bowers, Jamie something Bowers. He's in it. And I remember seeing the preview for the movie in movie theaters years and years ago. And I thought, that looks like a really cool movie. And so I went home and I looked up the book because that is the kind of nerd that I am. When I see a movie preview that I like, I will go find the book first. And I read the book and I really liked it. And I saw the movie and I thought the movie was really good. And it's always ironic to me that when I think that a movie is good, every single person that I talk to, every social media source, all of the movie critics are like, that was horrible. It just is what it is. But then later they become cult classics. So who knows? I don't know. I think people said like that the 2 main characters didn't have good chemistry, or maybe all of the characters didn't have good chemistry. I thought they did fine. They did end up making the books into a TV show. I kind of didn't like the TV show as much as I liked the movie, but whatever, it's all good. I like to look at TVs, movies, and books as their own individual artwork. So I'm always open to changes. But yeah, I liked the books. People always talk to me about like chemistry of actors. The first time I saw the Twilight movies, I did not think that whatever their names are, Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson, I didn't think they had very good chemistry. Like the first time I watched it, I was like, these two don't even like each other. And then weirdly, they started dating in real life. And I was like, all right, well, maybe there's something wrong with me that I'm not seeing what's really going on. And so I watched it again and I'm like, okay, maybe they have a little bit of chemistry, I guess. I don't know. I never thought they had chemistry. Through all of the movies that they did together, I didn't think they had great chemistry. And then they broke up after the movies were done. And I'm like, I think they were just dating because they were doing a movie together, which is fine. You do you. But I just always think it's funny that the people I don't think have chemistry, like everyone else is like, they're amazing together. And then when I think, oh, those people had great chemistry, and other people, like normal people, are like, I don't know what you're seeing. I don't know. My brain works weird. Homeschool is on my list. Nothing to report here. It is June 28th as I am recording this live, and I don't even have my curriculum picked for next year. Normally, I have my curriculum already picked out in like February, and I didn't do that this year. And then by June, I have my purchase order started, like the whole shebang. I haven't done any of that. Officially, I can start submitting purchase orders on July 1st. So I do have some things in my wish list on Rainbow Resource, and I may just go through over the next couple days, find some stuff that I kind of like that I want to start the year out with, and just go ahead and put those on a purchase order and send it in. Last year I ordered everything myself and I put it on a credit card, which is what I would prefer to do. This year I can't do that. Because I get everything faster when I pay for it out of pocket and get reimbursed. When I send it in through our charter school for purchase order, it costs me a little bit more because they have to pay for shipping. And I usually only get it the first week of school, sometimes even the second or third week of school, which isn't very conducive when you're the teacher. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Who knows? I could win the lottery in the next 2 days and then I can just pay for all the stuff myself, right? Stranger things, man. But we have not done any of the things that I wanted to do for homeschooling this month. Nothing, nada, zero, zip. So that's a bummer to have to put all of this homeschool stuff back in the van with it not being touched at all. And I did tell the kids today that when we get home, like the first week is going to be deep clean on the house. And then the second week is going to be, we're starting homeschool early this year because we're going to do a full month of just catch up and refresh and whatever. And then we can hit the ground running. It is what it is. So yeah, that's the homeschool, nothing to report. As far as my business, the Etsy shop does once again have Halloween masks, tails, and wings. They will be limited quantities and for a limited time only. It has been really slow to restart my business this year. I had plans to get back to work last year. Obviously, if you have been following me for a while, you know that I was rebranding early last year. I didn't want to do the children's masks and Halloween things or the educational stuff. It just wasn't where my passion was. So I was rebranding, and then we lost my husband, and then I had to close my shop for a while because we really had to focus on what we were doing for myself and the kids. And I had every intention of reopening my business by like June, July, August. And then we just kind of got busy. And in August, my brother was in a car accident. And he's fine, but it was a little scary at that time. But I just kept putting it off, reopening my business. We ended up planning to go visit my brother last year, which we did, but that was 3 weeks in October. So I I didn't reopen my shop until, like, I didn't even think about it until afterwards. And then I was kind of like, I'd rather just focus on the holidays. So I never reopened my shop last year. And I reopened it this year, probably before I was legitimately ready. And I was selling like the t-shirts. I'm not wearing one tonight, but the heat transfer t-shirts. And there's a few other things in there. There's like some water bottles. So like this guy here, that is mine. You can't read it right now. It says, "I'm not swearing. I'm using my workout words," which I think is hilarious. So there's like some cups and there's some tote bags and some stickers and then the t-shirts. And I've had a few sales for the t-shirts and that's great, but I just feel like that's not really still like, that's not me. That's not my business. My business is handmade. My business is making the bags and the purses and the accessories. And I just wasn't giving myself time to work on those things at home. So I had every intention of getting more done while I've been here in Arizona. I made huge lists of things. I had so many ideas. I was going to be doing sew with me videos and work with me videos. And I had things that were going to be for sale and things that were just going to be for fun sewing. And I did get quite a bit of my sew with me cut out. I just never got to sew it. I got one hoop in each machine started the second week I was here. Those hoops are still in the machines with only like the second or third step done. Because I realized that I forgot a lot of stuff at home that did not end up getting packed to bring with me. And by the time it got ordered, things were just a little bit more chaotic here than I realized they were going to be. So I did decide that I would start selling the costume masks, the tails and the wings. I will not be doing the full lineup of all of the masks that I used to offer. I will not be doing anything that is licensed. So nothing that is like Disney or, I mean, let's be honest, mainly Disney. No, like nothing. Like, I'm not going to go into all the masks that I used to have because it's not worth it. I'm not going to sell those this year. But I brought back all of my best sellers that are just generic things. My black cat mask is a huge seller. I sell hundreds of those every year. I'm not doing the gloves this year. The gloves, those, I realized when I reopened my Etsy shop that Etsy actually used to give me a lot of anxiety. I don't have as much control with my Etsy shop as I do with my own WordPress website. Eventually, I will talk more about my website and my business, that back end of it. But I don't want to go into a whole lot of that tonight because I don't have a whole script prepared for that. And there's a lot that goes into it. With a WordPress website, I have control over that. I have control over what goes into the website. I have control over how it looks. I have control over how much spam goes into it and if people leave me unfair reviews. So it's my platform. I pay for it. I do all of the ins and outs for it, the maintenance, everything. I built it. That's where my business will live primarily. But Etsy is a great traffic source. Anyone will tell you that. And I have over $80,000 in sales for my time on Etsy. I don't even know how many like sales that is. It was over 5,000 individual sales, which is thousands and thousands of products, because sometimes like one sale could be 10 products. So yeah, I spent a lot of time on Etsy. I opened my shop in 2010. And I really heavily started working that business by 2014. So almost 10 years of solid work on that shop. Etsy has changed a lot since I started there. Some of it for the good and some of it for the not so good. But I don't have control there. There's a certain level of control that I have. I can tell Etsy that it's going to take me 7 to 10 business days to make a product, and then I'll have it in the mail. But once I say that, Etsy likes to calculate their own shipping time. And their own shipping time is not always correct. So then when I have a customer that emails me, like even if I get their order out early and they see that it was shipped, if the post office holds on to it, if it goes to the wrong post office, whatever happens to it, the customer wants to get mad at me directly, and I have no control over what Etsy said it was going to take for shipping time, nor what the post office does with it. And then I get bad reviews for that. Or I get people that will email me in the middle of the night and they want answers to questions. And I have had people on Etsy that will send me messages every hour from like 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. Super fun. So really when I reopened my shop and I put in like the keychains that I sell, I think I only had like 40 of them listed, and somebody favorited one. Is favorited a word? I don't even know. So, you know, they put it in their little favorite section of their Etsy account. And when I got the notification, it was just like a huge anxiety attack. It was miserable. So I went back in and I shut off certain notifications. Like I want to know if somebody sends me a message because I need to respond to that. And I do want to know when I get a sale because I need to know when to make it. But I don't need to know when people leave me reviews. Those give me anxiety. I don't need to know when people favorite things. None of that back end stuff. Like I want to know how to fill the order and hopefully make the customer happy. But at the end of the day, individuals are individuals. So it took me a lot to get that Halloween stuff back in my shop, but I did it because I do know that I make those very well. I don't tend to brag on myself. I don't feel like I need to, but I've been making those masks for a long time. The tails and the wings, I do them very well. I do them very efficiently. At one point I used to love doing that stuff. So I went ahead and I did it. They will be in my shop until October 15th. As of October 15th, every Halloween listing for a mask, tail, or wings will be removed from my shop. If this year goes well and I don't have too many problems with shipping, then I will do a pop-up Halloween shop in the future, possibly every year. But if things go like they did in previous years, where I have people messaging me that they didn't get their item within 3 days of ordering because that's what they're used to with Amazon, and they like to tell me how I ruined Halloween for their children forever. That hurts my feelings, actually, believe it or not. So yeah, so if I get a lot of like really like you ruined Halloween for us forever emails, I just won't do it anymore, because that can't be how a business is run. I went and picked up some groceries last week, and I don't like being gone from the house too much. Because I don't want the kids to be here with grandma by themselves in case anything were to happen. So I needed to go get some stuff from Walmart. I did an order pickup so that they had everything ready when I showed up. And one of the girls, the woman that brought out the stuff to me, they have it in like the crates and whatever, and she's unloading into my van, and I said, do you mind if I help you? Because it's a lot of stuff and it's really hot outside. And, you know, I don't want you to have to be out here any longer than you have to. And she was fine with that. And so I'm helping her. Well, she went and grabbed a bottle of juice and it fell. and it didn't break. It's a plastic bottle. No big deal. No harm, no foul. The bottle wasn't cracked, so I don't care. But she apologized to me, which I appreciate, you know, because obviously I just paid for that thing. But I said, really, are you okay? Like, did it land on you? Like, that's the priority. So I try to remember that, you know, when we have transactions, that the person on the other end really is a human being. I'm a human. I do make mistakes. I'm not Amazon. I'm not a nameless, faceless machine that just pumps out masks and tails. Believe it or not, I actually make this stuff by hand. So yeah. So, and my other customers, when I make a bag and I sell it, when I make a key fob and I sell it, the vacation ears that I make, all of those other things, I get these amazing customers that they see the things that I make and they appreciate them. And I appreciate the customers for that. And that's probably one of the lead things in why I did end up rebranding and changing my direction, because with the educational toys, just around the holidays, any other time of the year, I would get rave reviews. I had wonderful customers. I had people all the time that just were amazing, and they were giving me all kinds of ideas of things I could add to my shop. Wonderful, wonderful customers. And the majority of my Halloween and holiday customers were amazing. But when they say one bad apple ruins the batch, not even kidding. It's not good. And there were a lot of years that I was trying to sell things so much, and I was trying to make everyone happy. So even if I had a turnaround time saying that I couldn't ship for 1 to 2 weeks, if someone emailed me and they said, you know, I really need this a week from Tuesday, I would stay up all night to get their order done to ship it early. And I didn't charge for that. So yeah, so it was just, I had one lady not last year, 2 years ago. And I don't know, she had like emailed me late night on a Friday late night on a Saturday saying that USPS said that her package was supposed to be delivered and it didn't get delivered. And I said, well, we have to wait until Tuesday because Monday's a holiday and I have to track it down. And she was angry at me for not remaking her product on a Sunday and putting it in the mail on a Monday that was a holiday, even though she had that item in her hand on Tuesday. I don't know. It just, there's things like, and that's why, like, even watching like TikToks and reels and other people online that talk about their bad experiences with customers, like even those are just like, oh yeah, I remember customers like that. So yeah, so the costume things are back in the shop till October 15th. Mostly because all of the things that I had planned to put back in or to reload my shop with that are new and will be available for the foreseeable future, I wasn't able to work on because it has been much harder this year to get any work done than in previous years at Grandma's house, which is no one's fault. It's nobody's fault. I am not sure that I will be posting more videos other than this live for at least the next week, possibly not until the second week of July. I have recorded videos for unboxings, and I have some different like clean with me footage, and I might even have some different cook with me footage that's just sitting in my drive. But to be honest, every time I try to do any kind of editing, anytime that I'm doing things on the computer, editing takes a while. And if I'm at it for more than like 30, 45 minutes, I get interrupted. Even like right now, on the Wednesdays that I've been doing this, I've like tried to make sure everything that I could possibly do for Grandma and the kids is done in advance, because otherwise, like even spending 1 hour online is a little difficult. So I may not get back to my regularly scheduled programming until the second week of July, which will include blog posts, recorded videos, emails, all of that good stuff. I may try to send out an email next week just to kind of update people. And I should be able to do my live next Wednesday. I'll be at home. That should be fine. It's just the extra stuff. I just don't know if I'm going to have time right now with getting back home and doing the things there. But hopefully moving forward, I will be more consistent with being able to get all of that done, because I have told the kids that we're going to be having some serious scheduling going on at home. That when I say that I'm working, we actually have to pretend like there's like I'm in an office where people can't bother me, because within reason, obviously. Because yeah, working from home is very difficult, actually. There's a lot of distractions, but then there's also a lot of interruptions. So at some point you do have to set firm boundaries if you ever decide to work from home, or if you already do. You have to have those firm boundaries. Otherwise you're going to be like me and not getting things done on the schedule you're supposed to be getting them done. I have been doing some research for products, and I don't know how many people are watching. Does anybody use the Bottle Buddy bag or Stanley Cup pouch? I don't have an example of it right now. In some of my embroidery groups, they have been posting these little bags that they make. It's a little zipper bag, so it's something I can absolutely make. And they put them on their water bottle, and it goes like, this is not a Stanley Cup. I don't even know if this is a Polar Camel. So I don't know, but basically it has like an elastic here at the top, and then it has an elastic like at the bottom. And then there's like this zipper bag right here. And you can put stuff in it, like your wallet or some cash or your chapstick or whatever, little stuff. And apparently they're super cool at like kids games, like soccer, baseball, football, whatever. So I'm just trying to find out, is that like a thing? Is that what my people are interested in? Because I started looking at it and I was like, all right, so if I make this, like, how do I put it together? Because that's my biggest thing, is I have to figure out like all of the components, because you can't just start making it unless you have all the components. And so I'm looking at it and I'm like, well, how do you attach it to the cup? And they've got elastic on it. And so I'm like, okay, what kind of elastic? And they're using hair ties. And I'm like, okay, so the hair tie has to be permanently stitched in. You can't have it like removable based on the way that these people are stitching them in. But I don't know, like the hair ties that I'm using, they're from Walmart, and they don't have, if you're old like me, hair elastics used to have like a little metal bracket that clamped on, and it kept the two raw ends together, right? And now they've started using some sort of glue, or maybe they melt them together, I don't know, so that it's one continuous piece and there's no metal clamp. And that's fine, except that I can only use a hair tie like this maybe a dozen times, and then it gets so stretched out that the whole thing breaks apart. And so I'm thinking, well, on a cup, I mean, obviously you're not going to be putting the same amount of tension as like if you're putting your hair in a ponytail, but eventually that glue or whatever that is that attaches the two pieces together, it's going to wear down. And if it wears down and it breaks, then you've got a bag with loops that doesn't attach to your cup. So I'm brainstorming some ideas. I have some ideas. I'm not going to share them because if I share them and I don't make it right away, then someone else will steal my idea, and let's not have that, shall we? So yeah, it is what it is. So I have some ideas about like if I make them, what I would do so that you could change the elastic. But I want to know if people actually like them, because if you don't like them, then why would I make them? I don't need to make more things that no one's going to buy. I have plenty of that. What I was talking about earlier. So if you've been watching me for a while, you know that do they call it multi-stream? I don't know what they call it. Everything seems like it's multi. I don't like the multiverse. I don't like the idea of the multiverse. I don't like comic books and their multiverses. Just gonna say that. James Gunn, stop while you're ahead. I'm done. Stick a fork in it. I'm done. But I digress. So when I go live, I am using a single camera to stream to both YouTube and Facebook at the same time. Now, if you're like me and you're watching Facebook and YouTube at the same time, you can see that there is a slight delay and it's different for each one, which is hilarious to me. Because I actually can see myself on 3 screens right now. So I see myself on YouTube, on Facebook, and then on my phone. That's like where the app is that I use to record. And each one has a different lag time. So I need to stop moving my hands because I keep getting distracted. But I pay a service to be able to do this, because you have to have a service to do it. Like YouTube and Facebook, they don't really want to get along as well as I want them to. And the alternative is that I would have to have 2 phones simultaneously recording, and then that's a whole lot of work for me, because because the cameras are in 2 different places then, so it always looks like I'm looking at one of you and not the other. I like my setup right now. I use a program called StreamYard. Is that what I use? I think I use StreamYard. I don't know. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And I pay about $20 a month for that. So I figure if I go live only 4 times a month, then it's about $5 a week. That's less than a cup of coffee for me if I go to Starbucks. And I just don't go to Starbucks that much anymore. So it's fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine. But I really would love a program that would do the multi-stream that I could record to, and that also I could do my video editing, because I do see people, I follow some people that do live streams and they're able to edit in video. And wouldn't that be so awesome if I could just be like, oh, and look at this right here, and then something magically just pops up right in my hand. Wouldn't that be awesome? I think that would be awesome. Now I could do that later in editing, but I can't do it right now. And I know that there are programs that you could do that while you're streaming. So I started looking around and I found something called OBS, like ostrich boy something or other. And that service is free. And I can't figure out if I'm able to multi-stream. I haven't quite dug deep enough for that yet. It looks like I should be able to. And it looks like I should be able to use the camera that I'm using, because that's the other thing. I want to be able to use my Mevo camera, which is what I record on. Because when I record on my Mevo camera, which is what I'm talking to you right now, it will also save a backup to my phone, which I moved to my Google Drive. And I like being able to do that just in case I can't get the footage from YouTube, because Facebook doesn't ever want you to be able to download the videos, which is kind of a bummer. In some ways that's good, because I don't want anyone else to be able to download them either. And it looks like they're updating things. So there may be an option now that, like, myself as the creator, I can go in and pull that down, but, or, you know, make a copy of it or whatever. But I like having backups because you just never know. Also, Facebook sent me a message saying that I qualified for monetization, but then I don't qualify for monetization because I had like a strike on community standards or something. Whatever, we zuck and your band of communist banishers of the internet. I don't even care. I really, really don't. Because honestly, again, on my website, I own that property. That is my house. That is me. Facebook, I don't own that property. If the Facebook powers that be really wanted to, get a bug in their bonnet, they could come and shut me down for literally no reason. And there is nothing I can do about it because that is barely rented space. Do I bring people to Facebook? Sure, because I want you to come and hang out with me and chat during a live. So I'm encouraging people to be on that platform. However, I don't know. It's a crazy thing. So if you do ever see ads during my videos, please leave a comment. I do want to know if you see an ad on Facebook while you're watching my videos, because I have noticed an abnormally large ad. I can't even say it. I've noticed a lot more videos that have more ads within them, and I hate that. And I've just started clicking out of them because I can't even support the creators anymore because it's just obnoxious. I am not monetized on YouTube. In July, I really want to focus on YouTube quite a bit more. I want to get more subscribers. YouTube did a whole thing where they lowered the subscriber amount to get monetized. And I think they lowered the watch time amount. So I really want to jump on that and see if I can get monetized on YouTube. That would help in a lot of ways. But I don't know that Facebook is ever going to allow me to be monetized because of a community standard violation that I can't do anything about. I didn't even know it was a thing that I did. They're saying I have 80 of them, but it was really only one post that they can show me. And really, I would like to try to argue that one, but they don't let you. So it's irrelevant. Instagram did the same thing to me. I made a comment once on a post to a relative in jest, and it wasn't a bad word. It wasn't like an innuendo. It wasn't anything like that. It was a joke, and Instagram once blocked my account for 3 days. Oh my gosh, it was gut-wrenching because I built a big community on Instagram, and that just kind of wiped it out. I'm still not recovered from that one, and that was a few years ago. So the internet, for all of its wonders and magic, it's rented space. We don't own it. It is what it is. And I'm not ready to start an OnlyFans page, that's a little more than I want to get into at this time. So I'm looking into OBS. I want to see if I can zhuzh up my lives a little. It doesn't seem to be an editing software that I can do for pre-recorded videos, although it did say that when I first downloaded it. So I don't know. I'll be looking into it. And if anybody's interested in that, let me know, and I will do some follow-ups. Otherwise, I think I use a Microsoft program right now that was recommended to me by my good friend, Sarah Jane, who I haven't seen check in tonight, but if you ever need good homeschool content, you go check out At Home. Is it At Home with Sarah Jane? I think it's just Home with Sarah Jane. I don't know if it changed or if I had it wrong. Home with Sarah Jane. And she has amazing homeschool content. She goes over curriculum and a little bit of their schedule, and she's been posting some really delicious recipes lately that look fabulous. So She doesn't pay me to do that, to plug her channel. I adore her in real life. We are friends in real life. And yeah, and every time we go somewhere, I always try to plug her, and then she gets embarrassed. I just did it at a homeschool event that we were at together. And I kept telling people, she has a YouTube channel. But that's what you do for your besties, right? Yes, your homies. And the last thing, because it is 7:50, I've been talking for a while and I need a drink of water eventually. The last thing is I am counting down to my Barbie birthday. If this is your first time joining, the new Barbie movie is coming out on July 21st, which is also my birthday. I do like to geek out about my birthday. I have always shared my birthday with the amazing Dawn Knotts, Robin Williams, Ross Perot, and Edward Herman, the dad from Gilmore Girls. I just like, I like my birthday. It's 7/21. It's multiples of 7, which is just a wonderful number in my opinion. On my 30th birthday, the final Harry Potter book came out. So it's just kind of one of those, like, it's the middle of summer days and people do things on that day. And this year it happens to be on a Friday. So release a movie, right? So yeah, if you follow me on Instagram and you check out the stories, it will be gone by now because it was the other day. I posted a story with this cutie patootie right here. Boop. This is not for sale. Did I just do this upside down? I did it upside down. What a goober I am. This is my planner band. I made this years ago. Back before I understood the whole thing about like licensing and copyright and cease and desist notices. Barbie has never, Mattel, Barbie, whoever, I've never gotten a cease and desist from them. This was one product that I think I attempted to sell for like a hot minute, and then I took it down because I started finding out that you can't do that. But I can make it for myself. So yeah, so that is my Barbie book band on, this is my business planner. And I do have, these have like, I think either fuzz or cat hair, but there's these super cutie little tabs. These will be going back in my shop eventually. They are on paper clips. You can kind of see right there. You can see that I did not fill out that first week in June. This is my Creative Boss business planner. If you are a small business, Hoop Mama has a business planner. I always get the physical planner and the digital planner. It was the whole reason I finally broke down and joined the cult of Apple and bought an iPad. I am a strictly Android girl in every other sense. But Apple has GoodNotes, and GoodNotes is amazing because you can write directly onto your iPad with your cute little stylus. I did finally, like last year, I updated my iPad and I got like the newest one, and it's huge. And I was so excited to visit my dad after I bought it because I don't know what size. I think it's what, 12 inches, I think is like the largest one. And so I sat down and and I'm like looking something up, and he's like, "What is that?" And I said, "It's my new iPad." And he's like, "That's bigger than mine." I said, "Yes, I know." He's not an iPad girl either, actually. And yes, I said that on purpose. He uses an iPad for his business, and he used to use it when he was in a band. Yeah, I've got that kind of a dad. So yeah, he doesn't use it a whole lot, but I love mine for that planner aspect. I can write things in either planner, whatever's convenient. I use friction pens, which I don't have on the desk. That's what I was looking for. Friction pens are amazing because you can erase them and they erase completely and cleanly. And y'all know I need to erase things. So yeah. So between the iPad with good notes and my digital planner and my Hoop Mama Creative Boss business planner, I'm trying to get things done. I actually don't normally, like, I start out with a planner at the beginning of the year, and then like by March I've given up all hope. This year I've done a little better. Like, I write the things in it, I don't actually do them, but hopefully that'll change. That is one thing I was able to work on while I've been in Arizona, is a lot of planning. So everybody cross your fingers that I will be able to actually cross some things off in the next few months. The last thing I'm going to talk about before I cut out, I need to do my nails. I should have done my nails last week. I don't know why people call me on a Wednesday night. They know better. Yeah, I should have done it, I think last week. Maybe, was it maybe the week before? Last week I should have done my nails. They're horrible. They're broken off. They're chippy. They're grown out. They're no good anymore. So I'm going to do my nails. Maybe I will put a survey up. I don't know yet. I haven't decided. 'Cause, you know, like, normally I have something a little bit more 4th of July themed, but I don't this year. So it is what it is. But I narrowed it down to these two. I'm trying to make it so you can actually see them. The top one is called Long Time No See, and the bottom one is Solar Flare. So this top one, Long Time No See, is kind of like a aqua and goes into a blue, and then Solar Flare is kind of orangey, pinky colors. So I like both of them, and I don't know which one I want to do. I brought a bunch of them with me, knowing that I was only going to do my nails once or twice. But girls gotta have choices, right? Right. So that was my father-in-law calling, and I need to call him back. It has been super fun hanging out with you. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. If you haven't already, be sure to give this video a like or a thumbs up, follow or subscribe, and comment with #live or #replay. All of these interactions not only help to push the videos out to more people who will enjoy them, they let me know what content you are enjoying the most. Sounds good? All right. Until next time, I will see you later.